Perhaps that's what it looks like to a one-eyed hothead and a dotard. But it only makes sense if it's the victim's dead body. What do you mean? Fulbright, explain it to Justice, Donna. You got it. Ready, kid? So if the murder had occurred in the lounge, someone could have spotted it. Anyone can enter the lounge after all. But doing it while they were alone in the spaceship, that's a horse of a different colour. Wait, if he was killed in the ship, why the bloody hell would he move the body then? But you can't deny that there's a possibility the murder could have happened in the lounge. All that video shows is a man helping his fellow astronaut out.
Silence.
Your assertion is based on emotion. It's based in your belief that Mr. Starbuck would surely help his own disciple. But you have no logical explanation as to why the victim could still be alive. I mean, I do actually. If he was still alive, or if he was dead in the ship, what would be the point in moving the body? Surely leaving it in the ship would have been the more beneficial thing to do. Unfortunately, Mr. Justice, the prosecution is right. Your argument is lacking in sound logic. But it sounded perfectly logical to me. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further objections, I believe it's time to bring this cross-examination to a close. Objections? Well, Hey! Your Honor, the defense requests a little time to think and regroup. Given the facts, I'm not sure I see the need. What is it, Athena? It's just... there's something that's been bothering me. If it isn't the defense stalling for time... or if it isn't the defense stalling for time as always. Very well. I'm feeling generous. You may have a small measure of time. Hey, Ultimate Skyhawk. I'm good, thanks. How about yourself? Yes. You have... 5 seconds. Well, 5 seconds? It's not really that much. After all, or after that, I declare this cross-examination to be closed and a verdict to be rendered. Your baldness, raise your gavel high. It's time for a countdown. Oh! Ready? We don't have time. Spit it out, Athena. Only 3 more seconds. Look, I don't think the prosecution's explanation is very complete. Meaning there's something missing. Like, they conveniently left it unexplained. Something they didn't explain. Something they didn't explain. Oh good, I'm glad that you're doing well. Ah, you're right. I think I know what you're talking about. Your 5 seconds are up, Mr. Justice. Is there anything about the prosecution's argument that you'd like to rebut? Yes, Your Honor. Actually, there is. There is something the prosecution has yet to make clear to this court. Well, if you put it that way. What is it that the prosecution has failed to explain? Ah, there we go. Why the body was moved. They have failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would bother bringing the body back at all. If the defendant wanted to kill the victim, why didn't he just leave his body in the rocket? Why go through the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the boarding lounge? Oh, that's true. I don't think we've heard the prosecution's thoughts on that yet. That's because they have none, Your Honor. After all, how does one explain something so illogical? The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's dead body. But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong? Then let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice. The defense proposes that the defendant didn't kill the victim, he was helping him. Oh dear. Jesus. Fulbright, explain it for our sad friend here before I nod off to his monotone monologue. Inform him exactly why Space Boy moved the victim. They've got to be joking. It's simple. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. He wanted to create the impression he heroically risked his life to save his partner. It's because it's Blackwell. There's a lot of rules that he's allowed to break, because it's Blackwell. Don't know why, because he's a criminal. Well, whatever. That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera so there'd be a record. At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship. The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs easily over 200 pounds. Saving the life of a partner who weighs as much while trying to escape deadly flames. What a dramatic sub-story fit for the silver screen. Indeed, I was completely taken in by the humanity of the story. You see? Yet the true ending is that all traces of this hammy act were meant to be blown up. Yeah, so now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion. The third explosion. Wait, I thought there was only two. What are you talking about? There was no third explosion.
Silence.
Indeed, you are correct. But that is thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the lounge. The steel coffin beside the witness stand. That would be a bomb transport case. We used that to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge. A bomb in the form of a most distasteful toy. Ah. One on the second floor of the main building, one on the launch pad, and one in the lounge. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Fortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated, for had it not, the victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have been immolated. Dear me. Before you utter a word, know that the evidence supports me. It's like he's reading my mind. As it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, know that a peculiar item was found in one of Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch. You found what? Okay. That sounds like it was planted, though. I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center Director and Detective Arm stumbled across the murder. So he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble-brained that he is. No, Mr. Starbuck would never do anything like that. Ah. Bum 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 bum. Justice Dono, open your eyes and see the truth. This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosions. No, there has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth. Still can't accept it? You believe in your client, come what may? Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself? This has got to be a trap. It's like Blackwell's controlling the entire game. Yeah, it seemed like it was waiting for me to bring up the body moving issue. Why don't you say that? Oh, why do you say that? Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down. Then making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point, it was part of his plan too. Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him. Oh dear. Now let's hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself. Famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck. Wow, this is pretty crap. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen? Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give testimony? No. Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations. Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence.
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is he going to be alright up there? He'll be fine, I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. Yeesh. Oh, there we go. He's not as depressed anymore. I didn't kill him. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Oh, okay. Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him. So you say you didn't set off the bomb, or bombs, or murder the victim? But I bet you think I'm lying, right? I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony. I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who'd wear a suit like that except an astronaut? I will say that when I saw you in that movie, you appeared quite courageous. Though I suppose reality never quite lives up to fantasy. I guess I'm just a big disappointment. I really don't care what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. Wait. What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sighing of yours would rub off on the other inmates. Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackwell a second ago? Huh? That was Blackwell sighing? Oh. Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? I'm pretty sure he doesn't care if he goes to prison. Even if Mr. Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun-shy now. It's time to find out the truth. Okay, so the contradictions with the elevator, because the bomb made it so that all the elevators were unusable. So what you're saying is that the victim was still alive at that time? Of course, he was alive and well.
Silence.
Oh, bugger off, Blackwell. If so, then you admit you took a man who was alive and well and silenced him permanently with this. What? No. Black hole confirmed, dead ahead. It's no good, Captain. I'm getting sucked in.
Objection.
This guy's very animated. Mr. Starbuck, you are not in space. Please give your testimony seriously. It was just nerves, but maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over. Those are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Oh dear. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Yep, there's the contradiction. Where's the bomb? Oh, there it is, the bombing report. Explosion sparked a fire on the second floor of the main building. Oh, it didn't trip out the elevators. It's because there was a fire near the elevator.
Objection.
Whoops. Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level. What makes you say that, Mr. Justice? Please recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flame. Oh, you're right. Which means... Exactly. The launch pad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. Oh no. Wait, what? What's with the helmet? Mission command. Mission command. Do you read me? Come in, please.
Objection!
Oh my god. This is mission command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck. Oh damn. The helmet just disappeared. My updated shank. What the hell? Oxygen concentration and body temperature declining, requesting medical assistance. Wow, this guy's really animated. My god. Ah. Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you have lost consciousness and stand back up. I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, he seemed more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement about how you used the middle-level elevator? I, was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually, took a different route, I think. You think? A different route? I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean probably. Probably. It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you, accuracy is paramount in court. Ah dear. Poor fellow. My escape route. Let's see, my escape route... What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. With the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. Oh, that was a short statement. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right. There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. How the hell would you have done that with clay in one arm and that capsule thing in the other? Luckily the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way. And the capsule you mentioned? I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Terran here. Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah. That capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is riding on your testimony. Okay. God damn, stop sighing. Maybe I am guilty after all. Wonder if you can see the stars in prison. I bet it's more comfortable than a spaceship. Okay. My escape route. I don't like how he's got so many, in his, statements. Escape route, what I said before was a mistake. How could you mistake such a basic fact? Hey, everybody makes mistakes, but try thinking about the vastness of space instead. From Earth, it takes 4 light years to travel to our nearest neighbouring star. So you see, compared to the vast expanse of space, human error is insignificant. I wish you'd consider it just a little more significant than 0. Enough jabbering. Get on with your testimony. Poor guy. I remember now. I took a different route, maybe. Probably. Maybe. Probably. Did I hear you right, Mr. Starbuck? I didn't say either of those things. Mission control, come in please. Oh my god. An error has occurred in the sound system. Activate the emergency tin can telephone. Oh no. Tin can telephones are ineffective in the vacuum of space. Stop this nonsense or I will sever you and your tin can telephone. Alright, I'm begging you. I'll tell the truth. Just don't sever anything. Apollo, is he going to be alright? I'm starting to think he's not. Let's see. So about when we were running away. Oh, I do like how animated this guy is though. My god. So with the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. Yeah, I still don't believe that's something he could have done.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth? Let's see. The Earth is blue. No. That's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue. Yeah, that's it. God. The truth, Mr. Starbuck. The oxygen concentration is super low in this area. Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks. God damn. Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw out the truth from him. You got it. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances of time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh? Not as long as this was along the escape route. The ladder! He wouldn't have had another hand, or he wouldn't have had any free arms to go down the ladder. I mean, granted, he could have gone down with just his feet, but I think that would be very risky. Trying to walk up a ladder without using your arms is hard. I would assume. I've never tried it. Never did want to try it, to be honest. So to get down from the upper to the middle level where the Launchpad 1 corridor is, you would have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course. That was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
I have no idea how he was allowed into space. He's got character. But how would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Terran over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear, as well, putting him at over 200 pounds. Oh. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
Yeah, but we are on Earth, you idiot. But the Space Center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other is impossible, wouldn't you say? Oh. So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? God. Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth. Now! Engineer, where's that engineer? Oxygen leak detected due to faulty maintenance. Evacuate immediately. Whoa. What the? He's flying the coop. Help! I'm caught on the ceiling. Help? Anyone? What the fuck? Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. We must launch our rescue mission at once. Well, that's one way to take off while being questioned. Whew! I'd rather prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real. Jesus. Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground? Yes, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Oh my god. Not that. Anything but that. What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know. It appears Spaceboy is prone to deception. Witness? Yikes. Yes. I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect. Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't talk about that. Oh, the pills. Anxiety. Wasn't it? It was something like that. What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? Didn't I already state that Spaceboy is, ironically, terrified of going into space? That's why he took some precautions just before the launch. For you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in his system. Oh. I sense things are about to nosedive. Hold it. Oh. You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation too. I don't know anything about any drugs. No, I never took any medication, I swear. You like the sounds of the— oh yeah, when he slams his desk. Or table, whatever the bloody hell it's called. It was found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it. How could that be? Someone must have slipped them on me, or to me. But I guess maybe that's why I don't remember? Because of the side effects? Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened. Oh. His head looks like a fish. Or like his hair does. Order. Order in the court. We can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, this certainly explains why his testimony kept changing. Yep. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember? I guess he didn't want anybody to find out that he was terrified of going into space. Maybe I really did do it. Which brings us to the answer of our original question. Of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body. It does. So what is it? A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, Justice Dono. Is he going to say he just dropped him down the ladder? Oh. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder. Surely there would have been blunt force trauma though. Oh my. I see. And then the defendant could climb down with his free hand.
Objection!
Drop the body down? Who would do such a disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself. So you are capable of quick thinking? Yes, you are correct. Really? Oh, thanks. Oh gosh. Fucking bird. Huh? What's this? It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why. You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body. I am. For they fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the tank's explosion and shrapnel would leave its mark on the body. Yet according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Silence!
A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Dono. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of the fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should, and yet through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way to its target. What are the chances? You forget that our killer is an astronaut himself with knowledge of how the suit works. He's got me there. And now my argument has been proven. Spaceboy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. Jeez. After climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. There's no room for debate about these facts. It is clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran. Ah! Here, the report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tanks. Consider it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as payment to cross the river Styx. Oof. Oxygen tank. So the victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant's had 80% left. Remaining oxygen is displayed on the left shoulder. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Whoa. Hey, this report is pretty detailed. Yep, and I just want to check something. Wait, is it this?